you
time.
go. There it is. Harvey Road,
Harvey Road.
Middletown, Rhode
I
Island.
think it was 46 Harvey Road.
46 Harvey Road.
Oh, I love that. I love that fence back there. I love
That house
that.
only had one bathroom, right?
I guess that's right. Come to think of it, but back then everybody had one bathroom. You had a realtor.
Yeah, we had a realtor, but we didn't look at a bunch of houses, but we saw that one and we fell in love with it. It
You
was,
remember how much you paid for it?
Yeah, it was 26,000, like 400. We paid for it,
Yeah. How much did we sell it for?
and we sold it for like 29. We made about $3,000 on that home. All right.
Look at
Now, this is a famous video that your mother had gone to choir practice at the Middletown United Methodist Church.
which was just down on the corner.
And so I was home with the kids and we were making videos.
Look at you.
Now, that's a great picture, isn't it, Brian?
It is. Mom, do you know whatever happened to that chair?
Oh gosh, I had it for years and years. I think I reupholstered it at least one more time. Look at you.
See your ukulele in the background, Mom?
Yeah, there it is. I used to play it when we had parties. I used to play it back then.
I remember.
Look at his pretty teeth. They were the prettiest teeth in the family.
Now,
All that
where
blue-
was this?
Now, this was at a shopping center there in Middletown. They had a shopping center, and every, once a year they bring in
They bring in
a little
yeah.
circus. And so it had the rides, and we'd go down, and y'all just had a ball riding everything.
Do y'all recognize any of those people?
these people. I
yeah.
don't think they were with us. We were just us.
Yeah, we were there with just our families. I remember that particular day. Now, must have been cold outside because you have your hat on. So I would
It was
assume
cold.
it was in the winter of the year.
Who's
Oh,
that?
there's the Falcon girls.
Now,
there's
who were the
Brian Zomm.
Falcons? Who were the Falcons?
Now, the Falcons, this was taken in Norfolk, or
No, this was in Newport.
It's all Newport news.
Yeah.
There's
I'm
the
sorry.
The Falcons, he was the captain of the USS Kodiak when we were in Alaska, and they were stationed nearby, and they came over.
Now,
There's
that-
me and
Connie
Connie
Peckham.
Peckham.
Do y'all
Yeah.
remember we caught a skunk in the lobster trap?
We do. I do remember that. We called animal control, and they came down and took it out gently without hurting the animal. But we spent a lot of time back there in that.
I love that
Uh,
patio.
I don't know where that old wagon wheel came from.
It was
but
always there.
I
I
think
love
it-
that house.
The basement flooded.
the basement
The
flooded.
day we sold it, it flooded. And we didn't think the people were going to accept it. And we had to meet them there to get the final key and everything. And we didn't think, and it was flooded
That's Joe Tierno's house
next door.
next door.
That owns an Italian restaurant.
And there you are.
And when the new people came that had bought the house, we met them there on the last day. We said, well, we don't know what to tell you except that we'd cleaned the carpet and the white foam was
Now the
going around.
little boy on
That's
the
David Felkin.
that's David, and we were the
Peckham.
Peckham. We were the godparents, and that's a Peckham too. But that's
There he is. There's
David
David
Peckham.
Beckham.
Now we were the godparents of David.
He was so cute.
And that's Debbie and Ruth Ann. And that's Mr. Peckham, right?
That-
Yeah. He was a mailman.
No, he called himself He was with the Postal Service.
He was darling. Oh, he was the cutest guy.
Now, Dave, something was wrong with my camera that was causing.
Yeah,
this
your
thing to-
camera dad had that jump a lot. We could never seem to get that fixed.
Yeah. It's true. It's my fault.
I remember buying that dress. It was an eight. Oh, there I am.
Ma, you love that dress.
Now there's our pastor,
He
and
was crazy. There's his wife.
yeah, that's his
She
wife.
died early. She died real. Oh, and that's an old couple.
Crockers.
Oh,
The
you're
Crockers.
Crockett's.
He was the secretary to, the billionaire in New York.
Carl Rockefeller.
Yeah,
We really had fun. That got us active in church. That's where we started being really active in church.
that's
That-
Middletown United
Methodist
Methodist Church, and there's the Salty Dog. Now that was a big
That
craft.
was a big boat.
It was.
we kept it at the officers club. Right in front of the officers club were boats that you could keep there. And we would have parties and have cocktails on the boat and then go into the officers club and have dinner.
I wish you could have seen the rig of the gentleman who brought that boat into my backyard. I didn't know how he was going to do it, but he brought it in there.
And this huge, long
It was
truck.
amazing the
very
equipment that he had.
comfortable.
But I didn't fuss at Dad for buying it. I was very glad that he bought it, but I just get so seasick. And I used to play my ukulele and sing, "Won't you be my salty dog, or I won't be your gal at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog." And that's why we named it Salty Dog.
So I actually completely overhauled that boat. And then I put the boat up for sale because I got orders from Newport down to Little Creek, Virginia, and I couldn't take that boat with me.
But got me. When I came home from choir practice, Dad let you do that, and I could have, it made me furious. Oh, look at that. Oh, you were 3 years old. Oh, Dad let you do that. I could have shot him. But you could have cut your hand off. Oh, there's Davy.
And then we would run it backwards,
That's what
And
I
put-
wanted to see it backwards.
and then we put the orange back together. That's what we
Do you
did.
remember how hard
This was the 4th of July.
parade in
Parade.
downtown Newport?
Every little organization there would come in with some kind of an outfit, uniform,
And I sang with a group. There I am.
and
With
there's Tyke
Tyke
Fury,
Fury's wife sang in the group, and Peggy Munson sang with the group.
Peggy Munson,
And
and,
we,
and there's Jack Munson. They were all friends of ours up there. And I don't know if you remember the Munson's daughter. She had German measles, and she couldn't speak very well.
She was
there's
deaf.
there's our preacher and his secretary, and these are all choir members.
This is a social at Middletown United Methodist
Well,
Church.
no, it wasn't because we're drinking.
It
That was
down in
after the
basement of
parade,
the
I
church.
think.
We were drinking, Dave. I don't think it was at church. I think
Yes, it was.
it was at a social, but we gave it at a hotel.
And that's
that-
Peggy Munson.
And our preacher. See, we were drinking. That was at we had a
Oh, I
dinner,
guess
a
we
dinner at a hotel.
Okay.
These are all we met. They had our best friends were at that church. We had the best time with all of them. She was the preacher's secretary.
That's Jack and Peggy Munson.
They were cute.
There's Connie Peckham again.
I love that dress. I wore that dress all the time. It was an evening dress, and I cut it off and made a regular dress out of it.
Now y'all can do a little
We're gonna
dance.
do a dance now. Did you take?
So this is the basement that flooded all the time. Why did we have all those chairs
Because
around
we
there?
were having a meeting. We were going to have a meeting, church meeting there. And we went to church and got all those chairs so people have a
1972.
place to sit.
Yeah. Brian, you were always on performance. You were always performing.
And Davey was always hitting somebody. Or,
There's Dad. There's Timmy.
there's Timmy.
I'll tell you, Timmy mother came from Moscow and was an alley cat. And the hair on that Timmy was so thick in the summertime he suffered.
Now I'm getting home from choir practice.
Yeah.
That's when I gave Dad the dickens for letting you slice that.
Now here's y'all's going away party.
Oh, it is, isn't it? They're all our neighbors up just up and down the street.
1972. Now that was about May of 1972.
Gosh, that was the most fun place we lived. I don't even remember what the names of these people are.
But they were all great New
We
Englanders.
just loved all of the people.
You know, they just accepted us,
Just like
took us in like we were
I know it. They were so they gave
bosom
us a
buddies.
beautiful present, and
their
there's
Zom,
Zom's husband, Janice's husband.
Janet Zom. They
What was his
divorced.
name? No, Janet and Mr. Zom. I don't know what his
Yeah.
name was.
Mr. Zom.
What was his name? I can't
Kevin?
remember.
No.
Huh?
Kevin? No.
No, can't remember. I liked him a lot.
Ma, here's your ukulele's coming up here.
And I played my ukulele more there than any place I've ever lived. Everybody loved to sing. They're just the cutest bunch of people. And this is the whole block. That's Carl's mother.
Yeah,
You know,
Carl.
Carl, who was Davy's
Y'all remember
friend.
Carl?
Yeah.
Carl Rich.
Yeah.
Carl
Oh,
Rich.
gosh, David.
That's it.
Brian. Yeah. We had the best of that night. There I am.
Lots of booze. We did lots of drinking back in those days.
I remember y'all always had a liquor cabinet.
But I was I had finished up as the commanding officer. I finished up as commanding officer of the Willis A. Lee. I put it out of commission. Bill Mordock, who was the CO, he left early and left me in charge of the ship. So I fleeted up to CO. And then from there,
This is the day we left the house.
You
And I
all
was
literally had a party and the next day cleaned up and moved.
Yeah, I was cleaning up the house, trying to get it clean
And then look,
before we left.
and there's where we moved.
And there's the house that was, we didn't
There's-
see it until it was finished.
there's Stevens Road.
They hadn't even got any grass on there yet.
They had no air conditioning in that house, and it had central air, but they hadn't hooked it up. And they told me they would move us in. I said, "You're not going to move us in without central air conditioning. I'm not going to go in there." And they had to put us up
In a motel for at
In a-
least a week or
for
so.
about a week. But I tell you one thing, they sure rushed to get that air conditioning going because they were paying every night that we stayed in that motel.
Boy, that was I really liked that house because it was so clean and
Well,
we couldn't find anything that we liked.
we
there.
found a brand new house
No, it hadn't even been
in
built yet.
Bay Cliff.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was being built,
It was being built.
and it was $42,050.
The reason it was 50 is we had them put a screen door on it. But
But anyway, it was right there in, where we lived for 19, we owned for 19 years.
And we had to I had to pick out the carpeting and all the the appliances of the colors and everything. And back then, everything was green. Everybody loved gold and green. And then we had all green carpeting and gold appliances. And
She had to pick out the chandelier for the dining room. And once we picked all this out and we started back to Newport, your mother cried almost all the way back to Shaw. She didn't like any of her choices.
or I didn't know if I did or not.
I remember y'all telling us about that. So the one thing I remember about 1381 is two things I remember. I had never seen a dishwasher before. And we have video of me looking at the dishwasher.
Really?
The other thing is you sitting on your suitcase, and tell me about that, Mom.
I had to, back then when you moved, you had to check off everything that went in the house. That when they got something off the truck, they had to stop at me and I had to see what it was and check it off. And I was 37 years old and thin.
Now, Dad, how soon after we got there did you have your change of command ceremony?
Well, I think I got there in June, and
Now that's the day we moved in because we went over, or the next day or something, we went over to the Navy pool with all y'all with the Moordock kids.
30 days later, I had 30 days. I took command in July.
That's at the Navy pool, and you had that broken arm that you broke twice.
There's old Timmy.
And you and Louis slept in the bunk beds.
So, Dad, this was your change of command.
Yes.
Yeah. This is it. I relieved a Commander Brown. He was the first CO. I was the second CO.
Is that Aunt Virginia?
And he retired from that job. He had actually run the ship aground over in the Mediterranean. And so he got some kind of a letter of reprimand out of that. And so he probably would have made captain had he not had that problem.
Golly, this is all the people we invited. That was Duncan Wallace's wife.
Yeah.
We invited everybody we knew that was anywhere near. People came from
A lot of people came from
Daddy and
Salem.
Mother. A lot of people came from Virginia Beach, Salem, and
Aunt Grace and
Yeah.
Uncle Brazelton and Frank,
look, there's
Kurt.
yeah,
That's
Duncan Wallace is right there.
Carol Moore. The sort of bald-headed gentleman was Carol Moore.
And we invited the whole family, everybody, Daddy and Mother, and
That's my XO.
gosh,
Yeah, there we go. We had Marines aboard. In fact, it was 250 sailors and 250 Marines.
there's Daddy. There's your granddad.
Yeah.
Where's Mother? I want to see Mother.
Oh, there's Tommy Hildebrand, isn't it?
And there's oh gosh, there's
Right.
Daddy. Where's Mother?
Yeah.
There's Aunt Virginia. Look at that. Good golly.
That's Mrs. Zom, too.
Yeah, we invited them, and she came.
They were kind of on the out. I don't believe they were together then, were they?
I don't think so.
There's the lady that lived next door to us. What was her name? In Fairfax. I mean, in Alexandria.
Oh.
Look, I was starting losing my hair right there.
Dad, what are these kind of boats here?
They were Army ducks. They could run on the water and on the land. And they came right into the ship. I had a stern gate. We would lower the stern gate, and they would come right into the stern and up into the
Bottom of the ship.
tank deck
Here they go.
And here they are coming in, and they had rubber tires on the bottom. And that's why they could come right up those ramps.
Where were you, Dad? Was this right off?
Little Creek, Little Creek.
So y'all were doing maneuvering out there?
Yeah, and the Army ducks came from Fort Story, from the Army base at
Now,
Fort
was
Story.
this Saginaw?
Yeah, this is Saginaw. Yeah.
Dad was captain of the Saginaw.
Yeah. I was CO of the Saginaw.
Here's not what you're talking about with, there's a bunch of your relatives.
Yeah. There's
Yeah, there's Aunt Virginia.
no, that's Mellie's wife,
Marie?
Marie. And that's Aunt
Aunt
Grace.
Grace?
There's Aunt Virginia.
Yeah, there's me.
There's your dad, your granddad, your granddad.
There's Mother. There's
Yeah.
Grandma. Oh, there's Hoss Reed.
Horse
Oh
Reed.
my gosh.
That's old Horse Reed.
That was their first duty station. There's his wife. That's the first duty station we ever got in the Navy.
I forgot about Horse Reed.
Oh,
And Betty Reed
Betty
and
and
Horse
Hoss
Reed.
Reed. Oh,
Oh, and there's Aunt Grace
and Grace. And my
Braz-
mother. And
Brazelton.
Brazelton Brown.
in the green there. It's Brazelton. Yeah.
Look at Mother.
Now that was a ship next door. They came by. That was a salvage ship.
What do you mean next door? Was
They
next?
were tied up next door.
Oh,
And this is Little Creek?
Yeah, this is Little Creek. That was my home port. We were in and out of there. I was commanding officer 72, 73, and part of 74. Yep. There's Aunt Grace, Aunt Virginia, your mother, Uncle Rastus,
Erastus Brown.
Drew Moore.
Is that Drew?
Looked like Drew.
And that's it.
LST 1188.
Oh.
You know, they're not so hot, but then again, they're pretty good.